It's been over 2 weeks since I put the mite treatment in, so I need to get in there and pull out the spent treatment pads. I also need to check the feed level and see how it's doing, and then also just quickly do an inspection and see if it looks like the hive is more healthy, if the queen is laying, if they have more brood developing. So I'll take some shots as I do it and show you what I see. Right off the bat, one thing that I've noticed in the last few days when I've come out here just to look at if there's any activity outside the hive, is that they're entering and exiting from that top gap, but they're not really coming in from the main entrance. And I think part of the reason is there just aren't a ton of them in there yet. But also, I have this, you can't really tell in the video, but there is a slight incline upwards in this direction. And right now I have the hive with the entrance kind of pointing uphill. One thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to spin it around. It's better, apparently, to have the entrance on the downhill side. You do want a little bit of that tilt in the hive, but you want the entrance on the downhill side of the tilt. And so I'll do that and see if that helps them start entering from the bottom. Here we go. First thing, we're going to lift off the top and look at the feeder. And then I'm just going to put this lid over here. And now let's look at the feeder. Probably going to see a bunch of dead bees in there. Yep, but also quite a few live ones. And there's still a good amount in it, but it's been in there for 2 weeks, so it's getting on the old side. I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to take this feeder out. I removed the outer and inner covers, got rid of that feeder, and I dumped the feed, the kind of alcoholic, slightly alcoholic smelling feed, far away from the hive. I mean, right off the bat, it's still not a huge colony, but there do seem to be more bees than last time. They still seem to be congregated in here, but at least they're kind of coming this direction as well. So let's get in there and see what's going on. I've taken off the top box. I haven't gone through it. Here's the bottom box, and these are the 2 spent mite treatments. They're all crispy and dry now. So I'm just going to take those off, throw them away. Let's quickly see what's going on in here, if anything. I mean, it looks like maybe they've got some action down here in the lower box. I'll let you know if I see anything. Here's the skinny on this bottom box. Absolutely nothing is going on. The bees are down in there. Really, there's nothing stored. No brood, no stored honey, no pollen. All of the frames are fully drawn though. So there is fully drawn out comb on all of the frames. That's the status of this box. So right now, I'm just gonna spin this around and have it facing the other way, like I said earlier. And there we go. It is now facing the other direction with the entrance downhill. Now it's time to look into that box where there is stuff going on. This is good. This is the first frame I've pulling out. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th frame. But if you look in here, look through the bees, you see there are pupa that haven't been capped. And if you look, it's kind of hard to see, but if the sun catches it just right, down in the bottom of those little frames, you can see those little white elongated dots, and those are eggs. in the bottom of each little cell. So this is the first sign of, you know, brood in various stages of development. Now it's not the greatest pattern. They're kind of all over the place, but we'll give it some time. At least the queen is still in here doing her thing. So here's my post-mortem of that examination. Right after the frame that I showed you, the very next one that I pulled out was probably the most healthy frame that I had seen. Pretty much both sides had a lot of brood. One side of that frame actually, not so much brood, but I looked and almost every cell that I looked in had an egg in it. So in the course of 2 weeks, well, I guess it's closer to 3 weeks now, the mite treatment seems to have helped knock back any mite problems that they had. The food that I'd given seems to do what I had hoped. It seems to have stimulated the hive. They have kept producing more babies. There are definitely more bees in there than there were a few weeks ago, and it looks like they're a lot more in development. Now, is this where I had hoped I would be at this time this year? No. I'd hoped I would have 2 hives and they'd all be now just, you know, going crazy. I mean, look, it's the blossom. And I'd hoped that I'd have a lot of nectar being laid down and maybe gearing up for a honey harvest in the early summer. But one of them, at least one of the colonies has survived, and it looks like it's on its way to getting back on its feet. So that's where I am. I'm happy with that, and we'll just keep staying the course, examining every few weeks. I'll probably put some more syrup in there just to supplement them, and I'll keep you posted.